And welcome to episode 21 of the Backdoor Cut podcast. I'm Clayton Fawcett, joined by my new partner in crime, Christian.
Yeah. What's up?
How are you doing, man?
Lakers are back to sucking, kind of, but everything's all good, I guess, besides that.
Yeah. I I've been the guy all year saying just chill out on all the wins. Like, it's great. Don't get me wrong, it's great. But like, the team is still going to be bad. But I think after all of the losses of this 8-game losing streak,
Mhm.
this was the most frustrating for me because it's the Brooklyn Nets. Like, we should have probably beaten the Suns. We should have, like, even though we ended up getting blown out by the Kings, we should have we beat them earlier in the year. We should have at least put up a fight in that one. This game to me was just, and I don't even want to be hot takey with it.
Yeah.
Like, we couldn't make a shot. That's really what it is.
That was it.
It was it's the most important thing in the
Oh,
entire
yeah.
game is making shots,
Yeah.
but it it was terrible. I
Yeah.
I think our shooting percentage in the second half was in the mid to low 30s. I couldn't find the exact stat, but just from counting from the shot chart, it looked like it was in the low to mid 30s, just off the top of my head.
I remember looking like right when it was a tie game with like 82, whatever it was. I'm like, how are we shooting 43? I thought we were shooting a lot worse. And then I think right when I saw that stat, it just like crashed down.
Yeah, it completely bottomed out. It was
Yeah.
unbelievable. So let's real quick do a positive on this. I want to say that the guy that I've clowned on a lot this year, Luol Deng, the past 3 games has looked a lot better.
Yes.
Um, his shooting line, I think, was only 5 for 12 tonight,
Mhm.
but it really was like 5 for 8 or 5 for 9 because those last 3 or 4 shots were
Yeah.
just chucking to see if anyone could make it, you know.
Yeah. I
So,
think,
and his defense looks better. Like, thank
oh, yeah.
God your
Yeah.
trade value is going up.
Hey, Tibbs is watching that game. He's watching that thing live, waiting for it.
Yep.
The thing that like with Dang, I think he looked like he was a lot more explosive than he's been the past, like before the last 3 games, and his shot is finally getting some arc on it, which I've been waiting for since literally the first game I watched him play in the Lakers uniform.
Yeah. Everything was just a beeline. Like, he just
Yeah,
shot it from
it
an
went,
arrow,
yeah,
a
and
bow,
and his
bow.
playmaking seems to be getting a little bit better too.
Yeah. I it I don't know whether like I'm happy just because he's playing better, if it's because I have this just bad feeling that he's going to be on the team for all 4 years,
Yeah.
or if those reports, especially the newest one, was by Kurt Helen.
Yeah,
Helen,
that's a
or
good one.
I think that's how you say it, from NBC Sports. I believe him a lot better than who was the one the original had? It was
It was the
was it
Bleacher Report dude.
was it Bucher?
Yeah, it was Bucher. That's who it was.
Yeah, I believe Kurt a lot more than Bucher.
Yeah.
So, other than that, did you have any positives from this game?
Um, I think even though people are gonna bash him the whole night, probably I think D'Angelo looked a lot more comfortable passing the ball, and at least in the first half, even when he was getting a lot of fouls, he was getting a lot of like open guys and like hitting them. They're just missing shots. D'Angelo should have like 8 or 9 assists in this game, which is a whole. I mean, it was everyone was cold, so I can't really like argue about that. But besides that, Larry was his normal, consistent self, and everyone else kind of. Oh, Nick was good in the third quarter, but besides that, it was just like crap fest.
Yeah. Uh, Lou is Lou. He led the team in points, but I don't remember if he was super efficient. Let me check. 5 for 12, 6 for 6 from the line, so his
Yeah,
shooting percentage is fine. Um, Clarkson was 6 for 12 tonight, but
Mhm.
I have to say he did not look good.
No, it's been like that for ever since D'Lo got hurt. I think that's what it looked like.
Yeah, especially since like other than the shooting line, his defense has just regressed so
Oh, I know.
much.
He's back to traffic cone, Jordan.
It's awful. And I know there's been a lot of jokes about him lately, but I do believe that at least the offense will return. I don't quite know about the defense. I saw someone, I can't remember who it was right before we got on, say on Twitter that the Lakers need a nice long homestand with plenty of practices.
Yeah.
And I couldn't agree anymore. Like it's so true. They just need time, just in the gym with coach, resting a bit too, it's just,
Yeah.
I think we've played like some of the top, like the most games in the league so far. Last time I checked.
I think I remember seeing someone had like 5 less games played than us. I think it was a Mavericks or something. They've played like 3 or 4 less games than we have.
Yeah. Let me see. Lakers are now officially 10 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Suns have played 3 less. The Pelicans have played 2 less. The Timberwolves have played 3 less. The Mavericks have played 4 less. So we've just played a lot of games. Well, I mean, I don't know. Almost everyone below the actual playoff seeding right now,
Yeah.
Everyone has played quite a few fewer games than us. So while it's boring when when there's no Lakers basketball going on, it's much needed, that nice break.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't really been I haven't been watching a lot of the game. I've been like checking in like on Twitter and like stats and stuff, but from when D'Angelo, no, I think it was the Grizzlies game. After the Grizzlies game, I just like was kind of off the Lakers for a while because it was just Lou going to the basket the whole game trying to score.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna wait till D'Angelo comes back till the team looks a little bit more together.
Yeah.
But the 3 I've like ever since D'Lo's come back, even though they've lost all 3, you can obviously tell the offense is so much better when he's on the court.
Yeah.
Like it's not even a question. Even a bad version of D'Angelo creates a little bit of space.
Yeah. The game against the Kings, I mean, he was super efficient that game.
Yeah.
So everything looked better other than just making shots.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that we haven't been able to do.
We haven't been able to play the game of basketball right. So which
we're running through everything just fine. Oh, well, our defense is atrocious.
oh my
gosh. It dropped from, I think at its peak it was at like 16.
Oh yeah.
And now it's I think 30.
It's 30. Yeah, the defensive rating is 30, but I think the points per 100 possession is like 29, which is still nothing, but it's
yeah. I just that's frustrating. I do have to say, I think you kind of touched on it. D'Lo, even though he shot like crap tonight, a lot of his shots were short.
Yeah, especially his floaters from like mid range and stuff. Those just kept hitting the front of the rim. I didn't really get why, but
I don't,
tired legs or something. I don't even know.
maybe still getting strength back. His passes were on point, but no one could make a shot. That was the thing. He had what, 2 assists? You said
he had 2 assists, I believe.
He should have had double digits. Like that's how many shots were blown.
Yeah, there was a lot that like he passed to someone and then they just like passed up the shot and passed out of it, or like they were wide open and they just would just brick it or airball it.
Yeah. You said was it Nick that had an airball 3?
Yeah, D'Angelo was like right wing, like maybe top of the key, and he had it was on fast break. There was two guys on the left of him, and then I see him like whip, like left no look pass and wide open Nick Young, and he just airballed it side of the hoop, and just
Yeah.
airballed it.
I don't know. I haven't gotten to watch a lot of games recently with starting a new job and I had a lot of school stuff, so I missed I think 3 or 4 games in a row.
Yeah.
And it was a good thing I missed them.
Were those the record breaking Lou games?
I caught one of those. Yeah. Yeah. And not to take away from Lou, because really what he's doing is building up his value.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people disagree with.
Yeah.
I can't. If he's your best player, there's an issue.
Yeah.
And you should be using that asset to get more assets, in my opinion, because we're not done rebuilding. Obviously,
no.
This team is not like we're already better. Like I don't think we won 10 games until sometime in February last year.
I believe I saw it was like February or March, something like that.
Yeah. So we're already way ahead of last year. Mm-hmm. But as you brought up before we even started, that quick run that we went on built up these expectations by people, and now it just feels like people are just, oh well, we suck again and whatnot, and we're playing bad basketball, yes, but we suffered from injuries, and we're not as bad as last year, not even close.
No.
Last year it was awful. I don't know how all of us watched so many games. I think I watched 80 games last year of the Lakers. And
wow, you are a strong man to do that.
And mostly because I was like, I want the young guys to look good, and I want to lose because I want the draft pick.
That's pretty much that was the same mindset for me. I'm like, okay, I want D'Angelo to score this many points, and then Byron would bench him, and then I just get pissed off.
Yeah. So pretty much what I want to tell everyone is that did Christian just leave?
No, I'm still here. Just give me a second.
All right. Is don't worry about this season. This season was never about playoffs. It never was.
Okay.
This season was always about development and giving guys time. Like if we happened somehow to make the playoffs, that was gravy. But anything really over 27 wins, I'd say this year, is gravy. Like we went the last 2 years, we won 38 games combined. 21 and 17. Like anything over 25, and you're like, that's a good improvement. An 8-game improvement in one season, that's good. Like not everyone is the 2000. I think it was the 2010 Thunder where they jumped up 23 wins. That doesn't happen. Just except in insane cases where they had Harden, Westbrook, Durant, Ibaka. They might have even had Jeff Green.
Yeah, they had Jeff Green at that point.
Yeah, so
that next year he had like his heart issue after that, but
so just chill, chill out, because it's just we're gonna go through these all year. Hopefully we won't be going through. Shut up. Hopefully we don't go through many 8-game losing streaks, but I think last year we had 5 or 6 7-game losing streaks.
I remember I saw something that listed how many games we had lost in a row, but it was something like we had 10 plus where we had 5 or more losses in a row. It was something like that.
We're better than last year. Just be happy with that.
I,
You
I
know?
I think it's funny because people had way more expectations for the Timberwolves coming into this season, and they've been well, they haven't been worse defensively, but I watched when they
They
play.
haven't been good defensively though, because like you got guys like Cat. I was thinking like he was, oh man, this is a cornerstone of a defense. You
Yeah,
know, Andrew Wiggins is a freak athlete. Like they should be good. Like Rubio is like insanely underrated when it comes to defense,
yeah.
and they've been bad, like really bad on defense. I think it was. I, I want to say they're in like that 25 to 28 range on defense. Like you,
Yeah,
I understand they're young,
yeah.
but
I'm just saying it's the same thing
yeah,
with the Lakers. I mean, don't
yeah,
no one's worrying about the Timberwolves. Don't worry about the Lakers.
yeah, yeah. It's just our fan base is probably the most impatient fan
Yeah,
base out there. Like,
yeah.
all right. Well, did you have anything else that you wanted to touch up on the game? I
No, it was really just Deng looked good. Everyone was missing shots. D'Angelo was making good passes. Actually, no, Mozgov had a good game. Mozgov was like rebounding, like he had like 15 rebounds, and I swear like 10 of them were offensive. But and then he had like some easy buckets. He was better than he has been before. But besides that, everyone else was kind of just like meh.
yeah, I agree. All right, so we'll get to questions now. Bones, the winner of I think it was the jersey back in like April that
Oh
Jamie took
yeah.
forever to get. He said, why do the Lakers have trouble in the first and third quarters?
I think I don't know why, but I think Luke tries to get Dang and Mozgov involved early, like right out of the beginning of the game or out of halftime. Because I see a lot of Dang's shots were like mid-range, like shots in the first quarter or third quarter before like these last few games. But that's what they seem to do. Besides that, I'm not sure honestly. D'Angelo doesn't really have many things to work with. Shooting the ball wise, because everyone's kind of slumping, and that's really just it. And then the bench comes in and like feasts on other teams' benches.
Yeah, I I think it's a lot of to do with spacing. Um, Nick has shot pretty well this year.
He's been really good shooting the ball.
I think he's at 38% on three right now. He was almost, I think he was like 41 earlier. Um, Dang hasn't shot well.
No.
Was minorly stretching the floor. Mozgov had moments, but like people were slumping and they weren't shooting well. That
Yeah,
coupled with the starters seemed that they have to run Luke's system, while the bench just gets to run like crazy people. Like
yeah, yeah. They're
it's
just
just
energy when they come out.
exactly. They have moments where they're running things. I,
The only
I don't know.
plays I can think of that they do is they like to sometimes run Ingram, like lobs to Ingram, and there's a couple of lobs to Clarkson sometimes, and like Larry. But besides that, it's really like pick and rolls and Lou drawing fouls, and yeah.
I think he's the king of that. Him and Harden and DeRozan should
I think
all
he's
go
better than
for.
Harden. I've seen some of the craziest drawn fouls from that dude. Now I'm like, how are they calling this stuff on him?
He's just a wizard. Just foul drawing magic.
Yeah,
Jamie wants to tell me that Randall's still 50% from 10 to 19 feet. That's good, but I
that's
mean,
good.
as we said in the Slack, he still hasn't been he hasn't been very good the last few games.
Yeah,
That's not really an indicament of anything because of injuries and whatnot, but still.
yeah.
Um, he'll probably message me in a bit calling me a jerk or something. Ryan Suarez. Oh my, he one day just needs to like leave me a voice message saying if it's Suarez or Suarez. Would you rather have the all-star power forward center or the all-star guard going forward? This was kind of
The Porzingis,
the,
the
the
D'Angelo.
Porzingis D'Angelo. I want the ball handler.
Yeah,
That,
I love
that
Porzingis, one of my favorite players. But I mean, guards are more important, I think.
yeah. Porzingis, I think, is more of a unicorn.
Yeah,
Jamie, shut up. Um, Porzingis is more of a unicorn. 7'3", obviously he can protect the rim. He can stretch the floor. He can do pretty much like anything.
I
Like I
think
don't.
the
I
only thing
mean,
he needs to work on, I think, is his post game. But besides that, he seems pretty good everywhere
I
else.
agree. I agree. I mean, he's really. I mean, he's 7'3". He's really thin still.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, down low still has some issues. I had one. Oh, rebounding. He's.
oh
I think he's averaging like 7 rebounds a game, which is odd to me.
yeah,
But he's the unicorn. You know, the Knicks have tried to make him back into a pony,
yeah,
but he is definitely that's insane value. But for me, I personally want the guy who I can give the ball to anywhere
yeah,
at any time. Like Porzingis is 7'3", so the ball is traveling a very long way to the floor.
yeah,
I mean, he's not dribbling, from a standstill, but it's
yeah.
still he can't get as low and be as fluid as D'Lo can be, if
Hmm.
if you get what I mean.
Yeah,
So I would still take it, not I would take the guard still.
yeah. I think it's still even with the whole like big man renaissance that's coming in with Towns and Embiid and Porzingis and Miles Turner. I still think a guard is more important than a big man.
Hmm.
But because when you look at like pretty much all the championship teams besides like LeBron's Heat, they've had a really good point guard.
Yeah, I mean the big man renaissance is a wonderful idea, and they have done a lot better with they've come a long
Yeah,
way. A few years ago, we're like, is the center dead? Well,
no, I know.
obviously that's not true anymore. But oh crap, I lost my train of thought. uh, oh my word, where was I going with that? This makes great listening. I know. Um, yeah. Bottom line, I'll take the guard.
Yeah.
He's going to have the ball in its sense. Oh, there we go. Look at teams like Portland.
Hmm.
Damian Lillard is awesome.
Hmm.
I don't know how awesome I think he is, but he's very good.
Hmm.
That team is probably going to the playoffs again. They don't really have a big man. Mason
Yeah.
Plumlee is pretty good. I like him, but he's not a superstar.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna go long way, not necessarily deep in the playoffs, but because of their guards.
Yeah.
You know,
McCollum and Lillard are their team. So
yeah. I
unless
want
they get like a Whiteside or something, then I don't see them doing. It's just
exactly,
guards.
and unless they're dealing McCollum, I don't see them being able to
No.
get a guy like Whiteside. Who I do think though both of those guys could be on the trade market. Not gonna lie, I think both of them could be.
McCollum and Whiteside or Lillard and White or McCollum.
McCollum and Whiteside,
Oh,
not
okay.
Lillard. I don't think
Okay.
Lillard's going anywhere. He's kind of they've kind of made him their superstar.
Yeah.
All right. Next by Jedi Dutch. Should the Lakers look to trade Dang, Lou, and Nick, and for who would you look for in return? Yes,
Oh.
yes, and yes. Yes.
Should we go into specifics with players?
So, yeah, a little bit. Dang, you're dumping in the contract, and the only team I can think of is Minnesota for Pekovic for salary ballast, and you're either looking at Tyus Jones or Shabazz Muhammad. Like that's what you're getting. I would
Yeah.
love Levine, like throw in whatever to get him, but you're not getting him.
No.
My delusional days of that are over because
Yeah.
he's
Too
That their
good.
big three is averaging 20 plus a game. He's
Yeah.
I saw Patrick Finland, whichever,
Yeah.
say that he has league leading scoring abilities, and I
Hmm.
agree.
Hmm. Yeah. And I think he at the moment I think he could be the Wolves closer. 'Cause I think he's the only guy of the two. As much as I love Wiggins and Towns, I think Levine's the only one that you can give the ball in isolation. He can just throw a three up and like drain in your face.
Yeah, well, he's a very good shooter.
Yeah.
He's still in the, I think, 42%.
Jeez, man. People
I'm
had so many questions if he could shoot coming into the league too.
Yeah. Now I have to actually check that to make sure that I'm not just making crap up. But yeah, that's not going, or he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Um, who do you think we could get for Nick?
For Nick, I'd probably look at a team like Orlando or Washington. Try to get Hazonia or Oubre.
Exactly who I
Um,
was thinking.
I'm trying to think of any other team that needs a shooter. Maybe the
Oh,
Grizzlies. Try to get Deonta Davis or
that would be wonderful. Levine's 3-point shooting has fallen off, but it's still at 37%.
oh, geez.
So yeah, that's still good, and I actually expect that to go back up. Um, I totally agree. I think those could be destinations for Lou as well. Not necessarily Orlando for Lou,
Mhm.
Washington more.
I mean, unless we can get
Um,
like a pick from Orlando, but I don't see them giving us a pick.
yeah, I would love a straight up Nick. Excuse me, Nick for Hazonia.
Yeah,
I love Hazonia still, and Nick provides them what they want. They want a shooter,
yeah.
and Nick has been able to shoot this year.
Mhm.
So I know people are saying, "Well, he's playing well now. You should keep him."
Well, he's gonna leave,
He's
so
Yeah, he's got an opt out clause after the year. If he opts out, you just wasted. Now, if we were still talking playoffs, which we're not, if say we were like instead of 10 and 18, if we were 13 and 15, which I know some people are like, well, that's only 3 games.
it's super like tight with like from like 9 or like 8 to like the bottom, something like that.
Yeah, like it's so unlikely in my opinion. I know I'm gonna piss some people off with that. Um, yeah, the difference right now between 8 and 9 is technically a 3 game separation, but the Trailblazers are 13 and 14, and the Kings and Nuggets are 9 and 16, both of them.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I think really the playoffs, like the playoff teams, are kind of already set unless someone just goes
wait,
bonkers
yeah.
in the second half after the All-Star break. Um, Nick for Hazonia would be my dream,
Hmm.
and Lou to Washington. I know Ben Rosales and Jerry. I do not want to butcher his name. So the Armo trader, they've been talking like Oubre and draft pick, which we could still use one of those people. We
Yeah,
really, really could. Um, or they said Lou and maybe Nick for Otto Porter, which would
oh,
just that would be
that'd be
that
incredible.
that right there. Break last year, he flipped a switch, and dude is really good now.
Yeah,
And
he's
him,
perfect 3-and-D guy. That's exactly what he needs to be.
yeah, and he can defend 1 through 4. In
Yeah.
my opinion, I at least 2 through 4. I'd have to watch him against ones. I haven't watched him a ton
Hmm.
once, but he could definitely defend 2 through 4. Like with him and Ingram on the wings, the length, like you got every draft nick just drooling over that. And both of them are 6'9". So
Yeah.
if you had that and Julius, that's 3 guys that's 6'9", and then say Mozgov still 7 foot. No one's underneath 6'5", and no one has a wingspan less than. Was D'Angelo 6'9" or 6'10"?
6'10".
6'10". That's stupid length. that's that's dreamy right there. Do you have any other ones?
Justin Anderson is another guy I've been looking at ever since like draft workouts. He's been one of the guys I've always liked just because 3-and-D again. I think that's like the must need, the biggest need the Lakers need to get right now to fill out like the rest of their team for the future. Besides that, there's not very many people who are attainable that I would want. Yeah, that's pretty much those guys. There's no like big men besides like a Deontay Davis and
Willie Cauley-Stein
yeah,
you
Willie
could
Cauley-Stein.
possibly look at.
And yeah,
I don't know how much the Lakers liked him before draft. I know they worked him out, but I don't remember any reports at the time. Jamie really wanted me to put that out there, that point guards, Jamie was supposed to be on the podcast, just so everyone knows, but he got called into work because apparently you need to make money or something. Point guards take longer to develop. It would make sense that KP looks better right now. I agree.
yeah.
That, and if KP was with Byron last year, we are not, in my opinion, we are not looking at the same Porzingis as we are right now. And I know that their coaching last year sucked, and Phil Jackson is senile, to put it nicely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think you see the same Porzingis.
Nah, I think Porzingis would have like missed a defensive assignment or something, and then Byron would have just bashed the hell out of him, and he would have been scared, even more scared than DeAndre, because he didn't have like the confidence he has right now. He might have had it, but DeAndre still had way more confidence than him, and Byron almost killed his confidence, which is saying a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I said, give me the ball handler.
Yeah.
DeMario Johnson, I'm not going to ask that question. Matt, I'm not going to ask that question. You guys already know who I'm talking about. Next question. Where'd they go? Oh, is it time to trade Jordan Clarkson? I was of the belief last year that the Lakers should have traded Clarkson before LaVine broke out.
Yeah.
Or I still love Nerlens Noel, but with his injuries, that would be a dumb trade. Mm-hmm. Let's put it this way. The only people that are untouchable for me is D'Angelo, Julius Randle, and Brandon Ingram. Everyone else, I'm willing to listen. But I'm not just going to give them away.
Yeah.
Like,
I think, I mean, he's still, as much as I'm like mad at him at the moment, he's still a solid player, and he is probably going to be a very solid six man for the rest of his career. Mm-hmm. And his contract is pretty incredible for how he's been producing.
Yeah, 4 years and $50 million.
Yeah, that's a bargain for it really is. I mean, you saw Evan Turner get like 17 mil a year.
Yeah, that was stupid. That he's not even, the funny thing is I've seen Matt Moore say it's not even that he's playing atrociously, because he's not playing garbage. It's just that his numbers are really bad, and that he's pretty bad. I do love making fun of that contract a lot. I think it would take quite a bit for me to give up Clarkson.
It would have to be like,
right.
I'd trade him for like Otto Porter, maybe. I'd do that straight up.
Yeah, it would have to be. It'd have to be someone like that.
Yeah,
it'd have to be a starter
or a very
great
six man.
Yeah, and I don't really know of any other six men that I would deal him for.
Norman Powell's a guy I really like, but I don't see him going in.
I do love Norman Powell. I would never give up JC for him straight up.
Not straight up, but he's the guy that I've always liked since UCLA.
Yeah, and he's done well in Toronto.
Yeah.
A guy that we missed on for Anthony Brown. My word.
R.I.P. Anthony Brown.
R.I.P. Anthony Brown.
Where is he back at the Erie Bay Hawks now?
I think so. I
Okay.
think so. I'm sure they held his rights. So, R.I.P. Anthony Brown.
Yeah.
I thought that you had a chance, and you just fell on your face. Um, I think. Oh, Kyle Hartwick at Kyle Hartwick, or Kyle J Hartwick, our lovely editor, asked who would win in a matchup between Jamie and TJ, and Kyle and Colton and pickup basketball. Jamie is the shooter. He's no longer athletic because he has nothing in his knee left. I don't know if TJ. I think TJ plays, but he's never actually, other than jokingly with one of our other writers about he made a 2K roster of all the Lakers Pulse writers. I don't know how TJ is, but Colton and Kyle are both like 6'4" or 6'5".
Oh yeah, then I take him.
Yeah,
just height alone.
Yeah. So I'll go with you, Kyle. And Jamie, you're not going to fire me. So yeah, especially after I said Randall would be in my non-trade. Last one again by Ryan. Do you believe our defensive issues arise from Mons not being able to do much besides protect the rim a bit? He's really bad on the perimeter. I agree with that. That's a question that I've thought about a lot. That's why Mozgov really wasn't on my
radar, or like your initial, like your must have.
Yeah, my paying him 4 years and $64 million.
Yeah.
I still don't have a problem with the money. It's still the years.
Yeah. Because I mean, again, 16 is not really much. I think people would just need to adjust to what everyone was
salary
getting.
Cap is. Yeah. It was the guaranteed years, that one. And a report came out a few weeks ago when he was playing really well that people were offering him that as well.
Yeah.
Maybe. I do have to say that he started out well, but I think he's regressed quite a bit.
Yeah, I don't think it. I mean, I do think it stems a lot from him, but I still think our perimeter defense still needs a lot more work. As much as I love, D'Angelo, and I think Nick has been playing better than he normally does defensively. They're just not. He's not a good pair with D'Angelo defensively, Nick. And Deng has been bad so far. Maybe he picks it up now.
Yeah, he looked a lot better tonight to me.
I forgot who he was guarding, but he was in that dude. Like he kept stealing the ball from whoever he was guarding. It seemed like
it was like Deng of like 2010 tonight.
Yeah, he looked good.
I just hope that continues. Whether that keeps his value up or if it actually him playing well. All right, just a few more and then we'll close on out. Oh my word, some of these questions. Is there a good reason not to trade Lou for a young player or a pick? I think we kind of already explained that one. I still have said pretty much since the moment we signed him, his best value wasn't on the floor. And it wasn't in the locker room, Mr. Two girlfriends.
Not even that. He had a party before the game in Toronto.
Veteran presence, right there. That contract is so set up so nicely to be dealt. And today, who was Mitch talking to? Was that to just the general media?
I don't remember. I think it was like an article, but I remember him saying that he thought Lou was the MVP of the team so far, and that they probably won't. He's okay with keeping the roster the same until the off season.
Yeah, I also saw someone say that Mitch said that moves will be offered, and depending on the offer, we'll see how it goes from there. To me, it just his value is never going to be any higher.
Yeah,
He'll be on the team if you trade him for. You'd assume a playoff team wants him, so you'd be trading him for like essentially 2 playoff runs. That's more value to that team than to us.
Yeah, I mean I've grown more because last year I was just like so against him, but that was probably because of Byron. I've grown to like what he does more, but he isn't a fit for us right now. If this was like 3 years later and he was same age and same contract, I'd keep him in a heartbeat. He'd be one of our most important players.
Yep.
But he's
Yep.
not.
If we were in playoff contention, yeah, you keep him. If we're in playoffs, I would still say that you probably need another young guy for the future because I think you just need one more high value prospect. If we were in playoff contention, you keep him. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
But this is a team that's going to win. What?
I'd say right now at most 35. That's
Right.
my cap right now.
Yeah, I was going to say 32 to 35.
That's
So what you need that's still a rebuilding team.
Mm-hmm.
As a rebuilding team, you need another asset or 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know if that necessarily means just trading him. You could easily cut Ron Artest. I do not call him by the other name, or Marcelo Huertas, the Catalyst. You can cut those 2 guys, and you can pick up a lot of guys from the D League who I think would provide a lot more value.
Yeah,
I think right now Ray McCallum,
yeah,
he would bring more value than Huertas and Artest.
Yeah, I always look at the defenders and the guys I've seen people say like Ben Rosales say is like Majet. I've heard he has a crazy court vision.
Problem is Ben's acknowledges too. Majet is a twig.
Oh yeah,
he's 6'2". I believe him like 160 pounds, and like and he's not particularly young. I think he's 25 or I mean that's young, but yeah. There's one dude on there, not Vanderblue, the other wing.
I remember the Vanderblue days. Those were some good times.
Is it Nuwundu?
Oh yeah. He's like I saw someone say like he's like crazy athletic, and like
yeah, he's pretty athletic. He's like 6'5" or 6'6" with like a 6'11" wingspan.
Mm-hmm.
Good defensive chops. But yeah, I mean, other than him, I don't really like anyone on like Harper. Was it Justin Harper?
Yeah.
He would bring more value than Thomas Robinson. No question to me.
I feel bad. I like Thomas Robinson. He seems like a good dude, but it's just like he's tart black, and maybe a light version.
Yeah, poor man's tart black.
Like no hand tart black.
Yeah. The thing is too, me and at BLS's blog Honey, Honey, oh my word, I can't pronounce anyone's name today. Anyways, me and him, I think, had a quick back and forth a little while ago saying that we like T-Rob, but after watching him in a Lakers uniform, no thank you. I'll take if we didn't have Tariq, I would be fine with it, but Justin Harper is, I think, a little bigger. He's not as fast or athletic, but I think he's shooting like 51% from 3 which is, I mean, in the D League, so doesn't really mean much, but I mean, I would try it.
Who was the guy that was on the team last year that had who was like crazy shooting the ball the whole year? I forgot what his name was. I remember that. Oh my god!
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah. He was like 31 though. There was no way.
Oh,
there's no way.
I just he popped in my head.
Yeah. Other guys to like cut Artest and Marcelo would be Gary Payton too. That'd be
I've
really,
been on the Gary Payton.
really good. He could have been someone that we drafted in the second round.
Yeah. I've
But
been on like Gary Payton train since Oklahoma State,
long,
Oregon State.
athletic. He's showing that he can shoot. Like,
Oh my God.
I'm like, why? Like, Huertas and Calderon, they're redundant. Like, keep one of them, cut the other.
Yeah.
It's not difficult. And Artest is like cutting Artest and picking up a wing.
Derrick
Just
Jones.
make sure. Yeah. If Derrick Jones was not on the Suns
No, I
roster,
know. That dude.
so freaky athletic. Yeah, just it would stop the temptation of Luke putting him in.
Yeah. Another guard that I like is Wayne Selden on a team.
No, he's just in the DL. I think he's with the Grizzlies DL.
I liked Wayne Selden when he was on Kansas, and I thought he'd be a nice like summer league guy to pick up.
Yeah, I think we've neglected the D League really bad.
Yeah.
Like, look at the Rockets D League. That's full of fringe NBA players and I wouldn't say substantial, but really good, like potential rotation players on their like prospect wise, like Gary Payton,
like Jonathan Simmons type guys. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there is a ton of guys on that team that could see the NBA this year or next.
I remember
like 10 plus.
I remember looking at the Pistons like their starting lineup had like all names that I've recognized and like all like 5 players who have been on rosters before. But I mean, besides like their obvious like Ellenson and Stanley Johnson, but
yeah, don't talk to me about Stanley Johnson. Get out of here. Get out of here. I'm gonna mute Merge here in a minute.
I didn't say I like Stanley Johnson. I just said that he's on that team.
You made Dempat 7 really happy, but yeah, no. I think that's it for questions. Do you have anything that you want to say real quick before we end?
No, I'm just hoping that the wrath of MB doesn't destroy us on Friday. That's the only thing I'm hoping right now. When we play the Sixers, I'm just hoping Embiid does not drop like 40 points on us.
Yeah. Oh my word, he's a monster. All I gotta say is I want to thank Merch, how we call him all the time. He'll be joining me a lot more as like a podcast partner on here. Check out LakersPulse.com we'll be coming out with a lot more articles. We had all take sadly like a break because of school and work and the holidays and whatnot, but already today we're getting into the flow of thing, putting out 2 or 3 articles today. So you guys go and check that out. We will be having more podcasts. Okay. This is the start of like the reboot. Okay. So thank you guys for joining, and hope you enjoyed. Write us a comment in the YouTube comments. We'll soon be getting this on a hosting site so that we can put it on iTunes and everything. Since we're cleared, we just need we need the money. Maybe Jimmy will pay for it. Since he's the boss. And
stop slacking on that,
but we're looking at making it a lot easier to access other than just YouTube. So thank you guys for listening. Have a great night, and let's hope the Lakers get a win soon. All right, y'all have a great night.
See you.